I'm back. Sorry for that weird entrance. I just want to say I love PewDiePie because PewDiePie is hilarious. Oh, the door is open. The door is open. I don't want to get up. Telekinesis. Please. Would literally kill 5,000 people if I could get the power of telekinesis. Wow. I'm a fucked up person. Okay. Moving on. No, it didn't fall. There's no such thing as falling in my book. What? No. Yes, I am walking on my knees. I'm too lazy, okay? It's called being irrational teenager. Irrational. I can't even say rational. I mean irrational, right? Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Okay, I don't really know what I was gonna say. But something along the lines of I love PewDiePie because he is hilarious and just so sarcastic and so fuck off. Like, I hate the world. I can smell my candle from here. That's fucking weird. How do you smell it? Like, do you see this this candle is sealed. Like, how am I smelling it? It's because this candle spilled all the way on the floor and I'm smelling it from the carpet, not actually from this thing. I just had hope that I was like werewolf capabilities or with vampire because, like, you know, I can smell it, but it's from the carpet, not this. So I don't have super smell. Unfortunately. Or telekinesis. Or anything actually cool ever. Yes, I do realize how nerdy I sounded saying that. And like a 5-year-old. I sounded like a 5-year-old nerd saying that. I mean, I am a 5-year-old nerd, but like still. I just love PewDiePie because, like, I was watching his recent video where he's like, my nails are gross. They're like yellow. Why? It's disgusting. Okay. Moving on from my gross ass self. Again. Also, I love how in the last video, like, I got grossed out because, like, I did a tongue pop, but then, like, for some reason there was, like, this weird, like, saliva, like, buildup on the corner of my mouth, which happens a lot because I just, like, refuse to, like, swallow, you know. And yes, there was this little cute dirty joke there. But I really, like, refuse to swallow, so it just, like, bubbles up on the side of my lips a lot. The saliva, which is really gross, but whatever. And when I tongue popped, like, it just spread out, and this sounds disgusting, like dirty disgusting. And I saw it, and then I said ew, and then I didn't realize that the video ended right when I was saying ew. So instead of saying yeah, I guess this is it, bye, I was like ew, saliva, and then it ended, and I was too lazy to like put in the like effort to be like sorry I didn't say bye. Well, actually, I am putting the effort to say sorry I didn't say bye in the last video. In this video. Contradictive much, Angela? Jeez. Okay, but I love PewDiePie because he's just so blunt, so I don't give a shit. So, like, fuck off, everyone. So, I love him. He's hilarious. Yeah. Also, my homeschool friends, they have, like, a guy friend, who reminds me a lot of PewDiePie. Like, he just sounds like PewDiePie, you know? And then he kind of makes similar jokes to PewDiePie. And then his voice just kind of sounds like PewDiePie. So I was joking. I was like, you're baby Pewds, get it? Because, like, you haven't hit puberty yet, and you kind of sound like PewDiePie, and, like, you're a kid, and you're not a YouTuber, but you're not PewDiePie, but you're kind of PewDiePie, and, like, I don't know, baby Pewds just sounded funny to me. It was funny. To me anyways. Which I think, like, the group thought it was funny too. But, like, you never know. Half the time I feel like they, like, laugh purposely to make me feel like I have a humor. Because I don't. Plus a lot of my humor is, like, on the gross, nasty side. So, I don't know. But yeah, I love PewDiePie. He's really funny. I wish I had his confidence. But instead, I'm just standing there, self-deprecative, dirty fucking humor and everything, and gross ass self. Like, miss, I don't wash my hair or body for days. Brush my teeth, for somehow my tongue still has plaque on it. And, like, I don't fucking know. I'm just a gross person. I'm like male personified in a female, but I'm not transgender. I'm just pansexual. I don't know. Okay. Still kind of annoyed about getting up early this morning. Also, I didn't make a video yesterday, which I kind of feel bad about, but like at the same time, I didn't really have much to say, and I was kind of recuperating from like the 3 days that I spent socializing with people, because like as much as that was really fun and I loved it, like it was exhausting, and just like it was just nice to like have some alone time, but at the same time, my body was just kind of like, sleep, that's all I care about. And so I just kind of like laid in bed all day and like kept falling asleep without realizing it, and then like waking up like hours later and then being like, oh, and now like play on my phone for like a couple hours and then go back to sleep, and like just endless repeat of that, and then getting up a little bit to eat and then going back to sleep, and then just like endless repeat of that over and over. And I was just like, anytime I actually thought about making a video, my body was just like, too much. And I was just like, okay. And then I fell back asleep. I was just like, okay. And then when I woke up this morning, I was like ready for the day. I was like, school, let's go. I mean, I'm not ready, but I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Like, I just need to get it done. Like, I fucking hate school. I only got 2 more months. Like, we're good. Like, let's go. And there ended up not being any school. Whatever. At least in my better mood than I was yesterday, because yesterday my body was just like hibernation. Recuperation. Like, is recuperation even a word? I don't know. But, like, I was just tired and, like, needed to sleep and recuperate from socializing, okay? My body's not used to it. Because at school, I avoid people. And then, like, when I was on break, I didn't really talk to anyone either. And then, like, for 3 days in a row, I was, like, surrounded by people. It was just unusual for me. And why does my arm look so fucking skinny? Like, holy shit. I look dead. Do you see how pale I am? Also, because I spent 3 days socializing, and then also we went outside a lot, like, I gained a little bit more freckles. So that's, it's kind of weird, though, because, like, the rest of my body is pale. And then my face is a little bit more tanner, or it looks a little bit more tanner because of the freckles. So it's kind of weird. Because sometimes I'll just, like, look in the mirror or whatever, and they'll be like, what's different about me? And then I'm like, oh, I have more freckles. Oh. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I already spent 33 minutes talking shit, so I don't really have much more shit to give you. Because my life is shit, so, like, what else am I going to talk about other than my fucking shitty life? And then also, like, my grandma just refuses to listen to me or remember. Because, like, I've told her multiple times, as my dad has told me, he's in Honduras on base working, and he changed his SD card for, like, Honduras, so, like, Central America, as in, he changed his SD card, as in, he can't call people out of the country, and he can only, like, text, I think, and grandma's just kind of, like, oblivious, so, like, I think he can call anyways, maybe it's just you he doesn't want to talk to, and I'm just like, well, that's grandma, thanks, grandma, like, the love you're giving me right now. And then she, like, call him and be like, hi, Dad, I love you. Like, why aren't you answering me? Like, what are you doing? Like, huh? Also, for some reason, she thought he didn't know that his roommate is moving, which is what I got that information from him. and told my grandma, but like he told me originally that his roommate is moving. So he knew before any of us, but for some reason she decided to call him today and say, "Hey, your roommate's moving." As if he doesn't already know, because I only know because he told me. So like, do you see the like, do you understand my frustration right now? Like, just, yeah. And then, like, my dad specifically told me, like, tell your grandma not to call me because I'm not going to answer. And I don't want her to get upset over that. And I was like, okay. So I've told my grandma that multiple times. Has she listened to me? Of course not, because she never listens to me. Although she did kind of show me a little bit of appreciation because she said that Masami called, which is my great aunt, her sister, who lives in Japan, who I really, 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 really want to connect with, but can't because I haven't learned Japanese yet, and, like, it fucking sucks. But, like, we're just gonna have to wait to college because, like, fuck, I don't have, like, I don't know. Like, honestly, like, I tell people that, like, I want to learn Japanese really badly, but, like, I, like, want to wait till, like, college so that I can actually, like, take classes to learn it, and they're just like, why? Like, you can just, like, take it over the summer or something, and, like, that kind of makes sense, but my brain is just kind of like, but I don't have the dedication, and this chair is tilting. Okay, this is fun. I'm laying against, like, a tilted chair, and it's really uncomfortable, actually. Fuck. Hold on. Ow! Okay. I probably should have paused. Okay, whatever. You know what? I literally could have easily just gotten up and laid down on my bed instead of moving a chair and then grabbing, like, just so much work for just something that I could just, like, gotten up and lay down. But I didn't want to get up, so I, like, made more work for myself. Right, that makes sense. Too lazy to get up, so I'm gonna make more stuff for myself, more work for myself while I'm laying down. That makes sense. What was I saying? Oh, but my grandma did kind of show me a little bit of appreciation today, because, which is rare for her, so, I wouldn't go so far as saying love, because I'm not entirely sure if grandma feels that towards me. But she showed a little bit of appreciation, which was kind of nice, because, like, she doesn't normally show that. She usually just complains about me. But she said that it's nice because, like, a lot of her friends are dying, so at least I am there for her and she can talk to me. I'm just like, that's nice. I mean, I don't talk to you a lot because it's kind of frustrating to talk to you. Thank you. Yeah. And she said that, like, Masami, which is her great aunt, which I already had this conversation before you. Okay. Anyways, she is in Japan and, like, a lot of her friends are dying too, but she doesn't have a little me or someone else living with her to, like, keep her company. So, Grandma said she's grateful for me. So that's nice. I mean, it's not exactly I love you, but whatever. Asians aren't really known for expressing love. Which is great. The guardian that I lived with primarily my entire life before showed excessive amounts of love and almost, like, extremely, like, clingy and paranoid, aka my mom. And now I'm living with my grandma, who, like, pretty much is very petty and ignores me a lot, and doesn't show very much love at all. So I, like, highly doubt she actually loves me, or if she does, it's not very much. But, like, so it's really weird for me because, like, you go from one extreme to the other. Yeah. Funny, though, considering how my mom was so, like, loving towards me, but she still neglected me, so that's great. I think in her mind, though, she was thinking that because she's, like how she is, like she was helping me by neglecting me, but she wasn't, and that's like not how we should have lived. But you know what? Whatever. It is what it is, you know. Nah. I don't know why I keep saying like it's not like I have anything else to spew out of my dumbass mouth. Again with I don't know, and for some reason this carpet is super itchy. Like, ow. It's like, oh, itchy. Ow. Yeah, I love this shirt because it's really comfortable. And for some reason, even though it's white, which is weird because usually white shirts, it's like painfully obvious when you don't wear a bra. But for some reason, this shirt, it doesn't look like obvious when you're not wearing a bra. So I like that about this shirt because, you know, I'm lazy and also it's really comfortable. And it's also like a nice font, which I can appreciate because I like writing. And it's kind of old though because I think I got it from Goodwill. And oh, I know I did get it from Goodwill because I remember my dad and I were at Goodwill and I wanted it, and my dad was like, alright, like I picked it up and I was like, hey Dad, can we get this? And then he was like, why? Like it's a London shirt, and he was like, you've never been to London. I was like, I know. And he's just like, what, like, and because it's like a tourist like London like joke, and I'm just like, I just like the font and the colors, and he was just like, okay. So yeah, another thing I don't like about this shirt though is, okay, the slapping of fat. Great. I'm a beach whale. A beach whale. Which I've never actually seen a beach whale in person, and I hope I never get to because that's like really sad. Okay, moving on. Oh my god, have you seen this Vine? Well, it's not really a Vine anymore, but like it's a little short video and it's hilarious because like this girl, she literally like sobbing over this goose, like Canadian goose. Like, you know what Canadian goose look like? They've got the like long neck, and then the top of their head is kind of like black and white, and then their bodies are kind of like beige-ish, and then they have like long-ish legs. I mean, they're not as long as like a crane's legs, obviously, but they're really long, and they fly in a V shape, blah blah blah. And oh my god, that reminds me of this joke I saw in this movie. It was like this girl was like, be happy, you know, those Canadian geese over there, they're flying in a V. V is for victory. And he's like, that's rare because geese don't fly in a V. And then I was just, and then she was like, yeah, okay, sure. And she took her friend's like support or whatever. But I was just laughing so hard because Canadian geese, like, they always fly in a V. Like, that's how they fly. Like, it's not rare for them to fly in a V for victory, as she said it, because they always fly in a V. Like, that's how they fly. That's how geese fly. Like, it just made me laugh. But like, if you didn't know that, like, you would have just like glibly believed in that. So I was kind of like, Anyway, this girl was like sobbing over this Canadian goose that like had one leg supposedly, and then she was all like, "What do you do with a goose that has one leg? Like, I don't know how to help it." And then she was like, and then in the end, she was just like, "This goose literally put down its leg, and like I guess it like had stuck the like other leg into its like down feathers on the bottom of it, and she thought that was like it only had one leg." And so she was so fucking mad. That was hilarious. She was like sobbing for like 30 minutes, crying over this goose that she thought had one leg. She was all worried about it, and it didn't have one leg. It was just that she thought it had one leg, and she was just like, you know what? Fuck this goose. Fuck all Canadian geese. Like, I hate geese. Like, I hate them. And then she stopped the video. It was so funny, though. Oh my god, she was literally crying, like mascara running down her cheeks, crying. Like, oh, she felt so bad for this goose. But that's just, it was kind of cute, though, because, like, it just shows she has, like, a huge heart and just, like, oh my god, it was adorable. But it was so hilarious, too, oh my god. And she's not an ugly crier like that one, have you seen the Vine where it's, like, there's cars, and then, like, this girl, she's, like, calling about, like, her, ex-boyfriend or whatever, and she's, like, saying, I missed you, and I love you, and, and, like, that's how she cries, and, like, there's so many Vines making fun of that, like, cry sound, because, like, the cars or whatever, it's hilarious. I mean, I've seen it so many times now, it's not as funny, but it's still pretty funny, so at least she's not an ugly crier like that, because that's hilarious. I don't know. Where was I going with this story? I don't remember. Oh. Oh! Okay, I remember my original point. I, like, love this shirt because, like, all of the points that I've mentioned before. But I also don't like this shirt because it's kind of short. It's not, like, crop top short. It's just that, like, it's kind of short as in, like, whenever I lift my hand, like, it raises up, like, super high. And I'm just like, fuck you, dude. Like, I don't want my, like, jiggles and bakery, like, looking at the world. Like, hello. It's a pale, like, bakery. It does not need to be revealed to the fucking world. Thank you very much. Like, my rolls can be hidden. Thank you very much. But it's so comfortable that I wear it anyways. Yeah. So yeah, I love / hate this shirt. But that's only because of my insecurities, okay? I also really need to take a shower. Also, I think I, like, low-key offended this girl. Because, surprise there! I'm offensive? Who knew? Okay, but, like, there's this, like, company that my grandma, like, has. They're kind of like charity, sort of. And they make food for, like, elderly people that can't, like, make food for themselves. And, I just my grandma can. It's just, like, that, like, she gets tired a lot, so, like, she doesn't want to. And I can't cook, as proven many a time. Unless we want ramen noodles and, like, gohan all the fucking time. Like, no. Gohan is rice. Technically, it's meal in Japanese, though, too. So, like, you know what, whatever. Oh, I can also make spaghetti. But that's it. I can only make spaghetti and ramen and rice. Wow. I'm a chef. Oh, I could also make breakfast food, but, like, it took me a fucking while to learn how to make breakfast food, because, like, I still burn my bacon all the time, and then my, sausages, like, I always think they're not cooked enough, because, like, when they're cooked, they look gray, but then I think gray's not cooked, so I overcook them until they, like, literally split down the middle, and I'm just like, fuck. So they don't really burn, they just kind of split, and so they're kind of, like, a little bit crispy, but, like, really good. I like them that way, but my grandma doesn't, so, like, she never has me cook sausages for her. And I always burn hash browns, too, because, like, I always cut them unevenly, and so the small ones cook before the big ones, and then the small ones always, like, burn really quickly, and then the big ones kind of, like, take a while to cook, and I just get annoyed. But if I cut them evenly, I wouldn't have this problem. And then I can make pancakes, which took me a fucking while to learn, because in the beginning I, like, undercooked them, so, like, the center was, like, gooey and raw and gross. And also I didn't put sugar in my first batch. I just thought that everything was in the pancake batter, which pancake batter is basically just, like, flour and, like, baking soda-ish. And so, like, it's kind of, like, salty, so it needs, like, sugar and, like, milk and, like, shit in it, and eggs. And I just thought it was water only, and like, so it was really gross and like weird, lumpy and like salty, and it was really gross. And then also like the inside was undercooked. It was disgusting. And then the second time I made it, I burned the fuck out of it. Well, I burned the fuck out of one side, and then the other side was like looking perfect. So like, fuck. But like I've learned after those two mistakes, I can learn. I know how to make pancakes better now. Um, like I put the sugar and everything in them, and sometimes I'll put honey in them. You can literally put anything in pancakes. They taste really good. So I can make pancakes now, but it took me a damn fucking while to learn. And then I can make eggs, but I messed up the eggs too because I like burnt them one time, and then like I couldn't figure out how to make a fried egg for a while, and then I finally learned how to make a fried egg this morning. But then I couldn't make scrambled eggs for a while either, because I would just like barely mix it and then pour it in, and then it would separate and look really gross, and just like, you know, it took me a damn fucking while to learn how to cook eggs. But regardless, they taste good now. Okay, so like I've learned. But I can't make much is my point here. I mean, practice makes perfect. But I mean, anytime I do like an actual real recipe though, like, because breakfast food is kind of annoying because it's really easy to make, but it's also really easy to fuck up. But like once you practice enough, it's like better. But then like normal food, like other than sandwiches, like lunch food or dinner, like even worse, is like it takes a while, and it's all about like precision. And I am not a very perfectionist kind of person, like at all. Like, have you seen my room? No. And I mean, I'm not the like most disgusting messy person in the world, but like I'm not the cleanest. Obviously, I go weeks without showering. But like I meant like organization wise. And so like I'm kind of lazy too, so like I usually like try and skirt around rules, which annoys the shit out of my dad because whenever we cook together, I skirt around rules and he gets mad at me. Like I remember we made this delicious soup, which I think is my favorite soup ever. It's like this coconut chili, like lime Thai soup that is so good. It has lemongrass in it. It's so fucking good. My God. Orgasm. Okay, anyways, like if that food, I was able to like make that food into sex personified, like I'm guessing that would be it. Because holy shit, that's so good. Like I would marry it if it was like a person that I could have sex with. Like I'm just saying, it is so good. If someone could give me an orgasm like how that food tastes, they would be fucking like, I would be like engaged to them. Man, woman, trans, I don't fucking care. Like you could be a fucking god, and I would marry you if you could do that. Yeah, it's so good. Okay, enough. But it's so good. And the phone is ringing. But like it's so. Grandma, can you answer the phone? She answered it. Okay. That soup is so good. Anyways, but I love putting rice in my soup. Like I've always done that, even when I was a kid. Like I would put like rice in my miso all the fucking time. Like I still do that, especially at like the stupid Japanese. I hate Japanese restaurants because a lot of them like have fake sushi, which is good, granted, but like it's not real sushi. It doesn't give you the like Japanese food satisfaction, you know. And so I'm not a big fan of Japanese restaurants unless they're Hawaiian Japanese restaurants, because Hawaiians know how to actually make good Japanese food. Like they're the one state that I've had that like actually makes genuine like delicious Japanese food, like how my grandma makes it, or like how Japan makes their food. Because America, I mean Hawaii is part of America, but still like like every part of America aside from Hawaii, and I don't know why my voice just went like super high there. Anyways, every part of America aside from Hawaii like makes shitty Japanese food, even if it's like really good, like according to like other people. Like anytime I try it, I'm just like hella spoiled. I'm just like, fuck no. Like it's good, but it's not real Japanese food. So I'm just like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Or if it is Japanese food, because like you can kind of tell when it's real Japanese food, but it's Americanized because Americans are fucking picky dipshits. Anyways, just, it annoys me so much when, like, especially miso, because, like, they don't put shit in there. They put, like, little itty-bitty tiny squares of tofu that, like, have no flavor whatsoever, and then their miso is usually really too salty, and just, like, no. And then sometimes, if you're lucky, they'll put, like, maybe, like, 2 super thin, like, pieces of green onion in there, and I'm just like, what is this shit? Actually, the first time I went to a Japanese restaurant, I, like, complained to my dad, and I was like, what is this supposed to be? And he's like, oh, miso soup. And I'm just like, this is not miso soup. And he's just like, yeah, I know, but, like, it is miso soup. It's just miso soup without the other stuff in it. I'm just like, but then that's not miso soup. Like, I was so, like, confused. And so, like, I guess that's kind of where my habit of putting rice in miso started. Because, like, miso at restaurants is disgusting because it's just so plain, so I usually put rice in it. Anytime soup is plain to me, or if it just needs a little more texture, I put rice in it. Like, I put rice in everything. Like, staple food is rice, blah, blah, blah. And so, and then this Thai soup that my dad and I were making, which tasted super good because he was the one primarily cooking it, because anytime I went close to it, he'd be like, you know what? Why don't you chop the vegetables? I was just like, okay. He doesn't even fully trust me to chop the vegetables, though, because, like, anytime I'm chopping the vegetables, he'll, like, glance at me every 10 seconds to, like, check that I'm, like, cutting them okay, and then I'm not cutting myself, because I've, like, hurt myself so many times in the kitchen. Like, I remember one time, I, like, got, like, a super deep cut, and it was from a bread knife. And if you know anything about bread knives, they're kind of, like, cut like a saw, but they're really dull. They're, like, as dull as a butter knife. And I cut really, like, it was a really bad cut, too. It was, like, bleeding profusely. And I was just, like, I had to go, like, get a Band-Aid or shit. But, like, it was just, like, and he was like, how did you cut it? And I was like, a bread knife. And he was like, a bread knife. And I was just like, yeah. And he was just like, only you, Angela. Only my clumsy daughter. And I was just like, yeah. Oh, anyways. So, we made this Thai soup, and it said to put a little bit of rice in it, which I was ecstatic about, because I was like, oh my god, yes! I'm not the only person who does this, blah, blah, blah. And then, so, I was putting rice in, but then, they said to measure it, and I was just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna measure it. I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate. Yeah, it was not good. And I, like, filled it all the way up, which I love rice and soup, so I had no problem with it. But Dad was mad because he was like, it's not soup anymore, it's like porridge. And I was just like, it tastes good to me, though. And he was just kind of annoyed. He was like, you didn't even measure it. Like, you can't guesstimate when you're a novice. And I was just like, but it's not that, like, I don't really care. And he's just like, well, I care, and I'm the one who's eating the food right now. I'm the one who made most of it. And he's like, so don't do this again. And I was just like, hey, Dad, love you too. Yeah, I remember he really mad at me about that. Okay. So my lips look like fangs, like, attached to them. Because they're so chapped. Anyways, I'm gonna actually say goodbye this time, because last time I forgot, instead said, ew! Okay, bye.